Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, no matter what part of the world you're from. I hope you're all doing well and you're ready because tonight is Thursday night. And you know what that means. Tonight, it is all about the red and black brand. And no, I'm not talking about Monday Night Raw. Tonight is all about Impact Wrestling. We're live with Impact Wrestling. It's going to be live soon. And as always, every time wrestling is on the show, on your screens, it is time for the wrap. Doing well. Hope you all have a great. Uh, Here we are, and we are about to start Impact Wrestling. It's about to go live. As we can see on our TV screens, they're showing us some highlights from Sacrifice, from Tenille Dashwood, and her partner, who picked up a very, very big upset, who picked up the very shocking, you know, tag team divisions championship the other day. And I know that you guys are having trouble commenting right now, so I've got to be fixing that up real quick. 1 second, give you a second. I know the comments seem to be off, so I'll fix that. Just give me 1 second, guys. It's got to be back on shortly. 1 second. Let me fix it up. All right, let's see. All right, I guess you guys all should be able to comment now. Let's see if you can. Let's see. All right, so I've turned the comments on. You guys all should be able to comment now. Now, let's see if you are. Okay. By the way, it is time for Impact Wrestling live Watchalong. We're still getting some highlights, not just from Sacrifice, but also from Bound for Glory from earlier this year, because you know what happened for Bound for Glory. It was the end of Josh Alexander as Moose destroyed him in front of his kid, in front of his family. Look at that. Josh Alexander is officially back home. He's back at Impact Wrestling. Good for him. For him. So I definitely am having troubles with the comments here. Let me refresh my feed real quick. There we are. I'm back and I can see the comments again. Perfect. You know, it's not the same without your comments. I miss you guys. There you go, Fashion Spooch. Good to see you. Anthony, hope you're doing well. Good to see you. Bobby is here. Bobby says, AJ, breaking news. Athena went to wrestle against Jade Cargill for TBS Championship. No way. That happened? That happened? That's awesome, Bobby. Wow, look at that. And look who's here. Too Sweet Pistol Pete is here. We're live, brothers. We're live. And we're watching Impact Wrestling tonight. US Boy is here. Good to see you. And we already know, though, the main event of Rebellion is got to be Josh Alexander versus Moose for the Impact World Champion. If there is somebody who doesn't fear Moose anymore, it is Josh Alexander because he's seen the worst of Josh, and you know he can go back there again, and he can see the worst of Josh, and he can bring the worst to Josh. He's not scared of Moose at all. Look, hey, hit the referee. Hey, brother, good to see you. Unfortunately, I cannot hit the referee. Maybe somebody at Impact Wrestling will. But let's see. Good to see you, brother. Hello, Tease. Good to see you. We have True in the house. Hey, brother. Hopefully, hope things are well. I agree, Gary. Good to see you as well. Moose Day, like Josh Alexander, Moose touching his kids, not touching his wife, and that's why Josh Alexander is back here, and he plans on taking the title away from Moose. The one thing that Moose loves, and one and the only thing that Moose loves the best, is his championship, and Josh Alexander plans on taking it away from him. He saw me at the highest high of my career. Hey, Chris, don't worry about it, brother. Hopefully you had a good day at work, and hope you fully are having a good day. We're live at Impact Wrestling with Josh Alexander cutting a very solid promo. And now, standing here in this ring, I can look right into that camera and tell my son, April 23rd. There we go. Had a little rough start. Had a bit of the network issues, but I'm back here and I'm good. And speaking of that, Josh Alexander was calling out Moose, but instead he gets Honor No More. And I know, and I've been suspecting that Honor No More and Moose are in the same bed because when I interviewed Moose, I asked him, "Aren't you afraid? Aren't you concerned about Honor No More? Because they're the guys that are taking Impact Wrestling by chaos, by storm. They're destroying everything. So they might go after the world champion. Aren't you concerned?" And he said, "I'm not concerned as long as they don't, cross paths with me." So it seems like Honor No More and Moose could very well be in the same damn bed. Much love to you, brother. Jade Cargill is doing great as TBS champion. So far, she has beat Anna Jay, Julia Hart, AQA, Bunny. That's right. She's doing better and better. Who do you want to see wrestle against Jade Cargill? I'd love to see Jade Cargill versus Paige Van Zandt. I'd love that match because Jade Cargill is a powerhouse. We know it. She's tall, she's strong, she's good. And Paige Van Zandt is an MMA lady, right? So she can bring in the heat as well. She can bring in the pain. I think Paige versus Jade would be a very memorable match for sure. There you go. You want a piece of me? You got it, brother. You got it. And Kenneth, oh my God, good to see you. Hope you're doing well.
You want to give your son a nice new memory. How sweet is that? How about first, before you do that, before you worry about our new memory, shut your mouth!
Look at that. Eddie's angry. He's not taking the hecklers what I see today.
You worry about telling him the truth. The truth about since day one. You walked into Impact Wrestling and you were handed everything. You were handed the keys to the castle. And now look at you, the anointed face of Impact Wrestling. Why do you tell your son?
Do you guys believe that Eddie is the face of Impact Wrestling and he's been handed over everything? Because that is something what Eddie seems to be believing in. He says,
Eddie, understand this. If you say my son's name one more time, it's going to be the last thing you say.
It's funny. I don't know if Josh Alexander has actually saw my interview because Moose very well said the only thing he regrets is not touching his son and his wife in the middle of that ring at Bound for Glory. I don't know if he actually sees that interview. He might be very, very angry. She does. That's right. And that's why Paige Van Zandt, even though she's beautiful, but as beautiful she is just as toxic and she's just as dangerous. That's right. That match happened as well. Did you watch it, Bobby? How was it? Who won that match? Let me know.
To give them a champion to be proud for, to give these fans a champion. These fans, this is who you're going to risk everything for. These fans, they will turn their back on you in a second.
I've got an exciting news for all of you. I will tell you that in just 1 second. Got some exciting news.
They did this to you, Eddie. They did this to you. I can't believe it. I'm seeing Mr. Anything is Possible sitting in the ring complaining, making excuses for his shortcomings. I seem to remember you had your shot at the World Championship at Turning Point. You came up empty-handed. You want to make excuses? Let's just be honest, Eddie. You're standing here with these goons because you lost your edge, because you got lazy, you got complacent.
Eddie says that, Josh says that Eddie is standing with Honor No More just because he got lazy. He doesn't want to work hard anymore. That's why he's finding a shortcut with Honor No More. Do you guys agree? Do you think Eddie just got lazy? Will you remember my match tomorrow? Of course I remember, Kenneth. You've asked me to do a triple threat with Bobby Lashley, Roman, and Goldberg, and we're going to be kicking 2K22 stream off with that very match. Promise you that. And look who's here, my brother, Moons21. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Honor No More. Josh Alexander facing off right now.
Is that our reigns never ended premature, especially in front of our wife.
They're all making fun of Josh Alexander and the fact that he got beat up in front of his damn wife. I was watching some old NWA Ric Flair videos today. Nature Boy, oh my gosh, woo! There is still nobody who comes close to the Nature Boy, Ric Flair. Absolutely, brother. He made NWA what NWA is today. I believe it's the contributions of the Nature Boy, which is why NWA still has a lot of respect attached to its names. That's great, brother. I can see that you spent your day doing something very nice, very good, which is watching some old NWA. It's fantastic. You should also check out, I don't know if you checked out the NWA Empower show, which took place last year. I mean, another one is going to be taking place this year, is the All Women's pay-per-view. Have you seen it already? Let me know if you liked it. Bobby says Jordan Grace beat Havoc. Okay, that's awesome. She beat Havoc. There's no stopping Jordan Grace. She's on top of her game for sure. And everybody is going after Josh Alexander. Is there anybody who's actually going to come out and help save him? And yes, Rich Swann is here. And Rich Swann is also going to be on Wrestling News this weekend because I am releasing one of our older interviews with Rich Swann, which actually got left on the table. But you know what? Chris says, no, it's time to release it. And that's why the interview is going to be released now, sooner than later. The referee escapes that time. Yes, you're right. He escaped that time. He did. Will you watch WWE Evil? WWE Evil. Let's see. What days is it happening? Let's see. March 24th. It streams on March 24th. Yes, definitely we're gonna be watching it for sure. Do you guys want to do a watch along for WWE Evil as well? If you do, we could do that very well.
The most prestigious thing in our industry, an opportunity, because tonight in our main event, you and Rich Swann one-on-one. But these people didn't come here for all this talking and talking. So right now, let's get the action started. Willie Mack, Kenny King, your match is right now. Everybody, especially Honor No More, is banned from ringside all night long.
All right. So Scott D'Amore very angry. Honor No More has been banned from ringside. Willie Mack is going to be kicking off the night. It's going to be a good night, it seems. And at the end of the night, we're getting a good main event. We're getting Eddie Kingston in action. All right, I think we're looking at a very promising Impact Wrestling episode tonight. Let's see how it all goes. But the one big thing about all of this is that Honor No More has been banned from ringside. And with that being said, we are going to our first commercial of the night, which, by the way, comes on 14 minutes after Impact Wrestling goes on the air. Again, Impact Wrestling never used to have so many commercials as it does now, which is very interesting because these commercials started popping up after the whole WWE deal. You know, maybe WWE just got them a lot of viewers, and now they're doing well, which is amazing. It's good. You know, more commercials means better promos, better production, and better matches. So why not? Today I was rewatching Gazelle Shaw versus Lady Frost. Both of them, very much, Bobby, absolutely. Especially Lady Frost, such a talent. I mean, she is one of a kind indeed. I still feel like WWE really dropped the ball when they did not sign her. She could have been an amazing asset to the division. But you know what? It's all right. She will find success elsewhere, hopefully at Impact Wrestling itself, and they'll do good. They'll do just good. Can he set the special move strength, the referee downtime, and foreign object? You know what's going to happen though, right? If I hit somebody with a foreign object, They're never getting up, are they? But you know what? Just for the sake of it, we'll definitely try it tomorrow. We'll try it tomorrow for sure. I didn't know Drew Carey was an Impact. Yep, that's right. That's right. That's right. Drew Carey is there. He's in charge of Impact Wrestling, brother. He is very much in charge. But that's Scott Demore. Scott Demore has done great stuff for Impact Wrestling ever since he's been the manager, the executive behind the scenes. He's really had order and peace at Impact Wrestling, which is fantastic. I mean, I still remember Dixie Carter and all the chaos that she brought for herself. So now Drew Carey, aka Scott Demore, has done a good job for sure, for sure. And I've got some good news. By the way, let's look at these two more comments, and then I've got some news to share. Breaking news: Darby Allin versus Mark Queen versus Mercedes Martinez. Jamie Hayter. Oh dear! Wow. All right. Okay. Keith Lee, QT Marshall, Swerve versus Tony Nese tomorrow. This is good. This sounds great because you got Darby Allin, Mark Queen. You know, I'm okay with that. Mercedes Martinez and Jamie Hayter in the same damn ring. I'm all in for it. Keith Lee, QT Marshall. That's interesting. Swerve Tony Nese. You know what? Tomorrow's AEW Rampage is gonna be a not miss one, and I'm gonna be doing all three shows, starting off with SmackDown, then Rampage, and of course AEW, NXT Level Up. All of them are going to be covered in a single watch along stream, so be there. NJPW watch along, true. You want me to do NJPW? All right, I'm just going to ask you for this. Let me know the date, no, not the date, but the days and the time it usually goes on, and I'm going to be trying to catch on because I know very less about NJPW and their shows, so it would be really appreciative if you could help me with the days that it goes on usually every week and the time, and then I'll try to see if I can fit it into my schedule because I would very much love to. Yeah, there you go, brother. But don't forget the poor referee. Oh, you have mercy on the referee now. That's interesting. But speaking of some news, guys, I've got some news. I've got some breaking news. You know, on our channel, we already have weekly celebrity interviews. We've got 2K22 daily live streams. We've got daily watch alongs. We've got a lot more stuff. And something new is coming, something big is coming, something that is so big, it's going to make you very proud. It's going to make you proud. It's going to, you're going to go around and tell people, hey, I was the, one of the very, very first few who actually supported Wrestling News on YouTube, and look where they've gone. Something big is coming to Wrestling News very shortly. It's going to change the entire landscape of YouTube and news on YouTube. It's coming soon. I think it's going to get a lot of people talking. It's going to be great. And I'm working very hard on this production, and it's gonna be great. It's gonna be one of these shows for sure. All right, I meant the show following Impact tonight. Oh, the show following Impact. Hmm, let's see. Let's see. Let me see, True. Let me see. My name is Mark. There you go. There you go, Mark. Good to see you, brother.
Singles match. Don't forget, still to come tonight, Rich Swann, oh, his tag team partner, goes one-on-one with the leader of Honor No More, Eddie Edwards. Covered by King on.
So Rich Swann, Eddie Edwards is gonna be the main event of the night. Now, the one thing that bothers me a little bit is that Moose. I don't know if it should bother me, but Moose is almost like Brock Lesnar now. There are shows when he shows up, but there are shows when he doesn't show up. I know he's a big deal. He's a world champion, but Josh Alexander just returned. I think instead of getting a confrontation between Josh Alexander and Honor No More, I would have very much preferred a confrontation between Moose and Josh Alexander. Let's see if we actually get it later tonight. I highly doubt it, but let's see what happens. But the main event is going to be Eddie versus Rich Swann, where I believe that it should have instead been something with Josh Alexander. Again, I'm not too sure of the booking tonight, but let's see how it all goes down. By the way, speaking of NJPW, Impact Wrestling's Multiverse of Matches takes place on April 1st, and April 1st is already a very busy, a very occupied day. And you know what? I'm going to be doing a watch along for Impact Wrestling's Multiverse of Matches because I know it's going to be one hell of a show. It's going to be a great show, a cannot miss show. Of course, it's taking place same weekend as WrestleMania, so we cannot miss out on it. It's going to be a great one. So Impact Wrestling, multiverse of matches taking place April 1st, and I'm going to be doing a watch along for it for sure. You know, even there's a referee named Mark, like my name. I'll torture him. Wow, look at that. Brutal, Mark. Brutal. Deonna Purrazzo is wrestling at Impact Wrestling. There we go. We were just talking about it. And it's going to be multiverse of matches. So we can expect somebody from a promotion other than Impact Wrestling to actually show up and try to take away her championship. And that could very well be from AEW, a star who currently is in AEW and might take the title to ROH. It could happen. I hope I see your eyes. Yeah, you know what? You know what? The day we hit 2,000 followers, I'm gonna be taking off my glasses for 2 minutes. We'll do it. We'll do it. So if you haven't already, ask your friends, your family, everybody to hit the subscribe button. Get us to 2K. I'm gonna take off my sunglasses for 2 minutes for sure when we hit 2K. And there we go.
Just enough space, enough hesitation.
Willie Mack down right there. Poor guy. You know, that's one match I'd like to see. Willie Mack versus Heath Lee. I think both of them are very similar in the ring. Both of them, surprisingly, even though with that size and shape, they can still fly. They can still pull out some exciting and very energetic moves, some dives. They can jump over their opponents. They're crazy athletic, even with that size and shape. So I'd love to see Keith Lee versus Willie Mack one day. Hopefully it happens. I'd like to see it. And you would like to see Bobby Sarah accepting Iron Man. We've been talking about it for like 2 weeks now. I'd love to see that too. Sarah Logan, Deonna Purrazzo. Let's make it happen. Well, maybe Deonna Purrazzo, Britt Baker too. I wouldn't be too mad. But she said in the interview with me, Deonna said that I'm good friends with Britt Baker, so I don't want to wrestle her. Instead, I would like to be in a team with her and go after the tag titles. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see. You know, I'll make the referee subscribe. Good, good, for sure. Let's do it. Make all the referees in the world subscribe, Mark. All of them. Willie Mack now in control. He realizes that. Bit of a showboarding there. Oh my gosh. Such a beautiful moonsault from Willie Mack. Unfortunately, his opponent gets out of the way. If you're wondering where is Honor No More, they're not going to be here the entire night. They have been banned from ringside. There we go. Willie Mack is no longer in control of the match. The tables have turned around, and Willie Mack actually is in a world of pain, trying to get to the ropes. And yes, he does. He reaches to the ropes. Now, thanks to the submission hold, thanks to the rope break, he had to break the submission hold. But once again, his opponent locks him in, and now there's nowhere to go. Willie Mack cannot get to the ropes. The only thing that he can do is try to overpower his opponent, get up to his feet, and slam him down hard. And you know what? That doesn't work out either. His opponent realizes Willie Mack is very much in pain, and that's why he goes for the backbreaker, once again locking him in submission. Willie Mack not even trying to fight back here. He's doing nothing to fight back. Oh, wait, he does. He does. He rolls up, gets his leg up right between the legs of his opponent, and now Willie Mack able to get back to his feet slowly but surely while his opponent is dazed. Yeah. He's been hit in the wrong place, guys. And Willie Mack there with the clothesline. Wow. Willie Mack can fly. He can fly. Look at that. That's it, brother. Gotta do it. Gotta do it, Mark. Willie Mack in control of the action. Again, goes for a moonsault. This time, able to connect. Goes for the cover. 1, 2, and a 3. No. That was a kick out. A kick out at about a 2.3. Not even close to a 3 count. I would like to see the Hex and Marty Bell versus Cassie Lee and Jessie McKay for the NWA Women's Championship. I would like to see this match. I'd love to see that match too. And I think we can surely and absolutely expect some Impact Wrestling representation on NWA Empower too, for sure. I think we can definitely expect some Impact Wrestling representation. Some AEW representation, perhaps? Maybe not. But for sure, some Impact Wrestling representation. I'll stop hitting him, but oh my gosh. Brutal. Oh my gosh. Willie Mack down once again, going for the cover. Cover 1, 2, and a kick out. Willie Mack still able to hang around in this match. His opponent cannot believe him. And you can listen to the commentary. That is Aiden English, aka Matthew Rayvault on the commentary. His voice is like butter, like music to my ears. And if you want to know about Aiden English and what he has plans in the future, right now he's doing a lot of commentary and Impact, but what plans does he have when it comes to the in-ring action? Make sure to check out my interview with him. A very long, unscripted, about a 90 minutes long interview with Matthew Rayvault. It's already up. Check it out. Pretty damn cool. By the way, all the interviews that I do with these wrestlers are shoot, not as scripted, no filters, none of that stuff. Very, very unscripted. All right, this guy going for a high risk maneuver, going up to the top turnbuckle. Willie Mack gets out of the way early. No, but and that is why we call it a high risk move, because anything can go. Tables can turn around in any second when you go up to the top turnbuckle. With that being said, Willie Mack is now going for a high risk. He's going up to the top turnbuckle. I don't know if it's a good idea, but he can fly. Willie Mack believes he can fly, and he can surely fly. That's it, guys. Willie Mack picks up the win for Impact Wrestling. Honor No More picks up their first loss of the night. And that is why I want Willie Mack versus Keith Lee so bad. These guys so similar and very athletic, very strong, powerhouses, but they can fly, which is why I know that together these two would create for a very memorable bout. Willie Mack versus Keith Lee. Anybody listening to this right now, let's make this happen. Let's vouch for this match on social media. Let's have Impact and AEW, if they ever work together in the future, let's have Willie Mack versus Keith Lee. Let's get it done. That would be a beautiful match. No one knows me when versus the referee. That's right. That's crazy, man. That is crazy. AJ, which wrestler from Impact Wrestling do you want to see wrestle on NWA Empower Part 2? That's a very, very good question. Actually, let me pull out the the knockouts list, the current knockouts roster members, and see out of them who could actually be on NWA Empower, who should be there. I think I'm looking at the list right now. I think that very well we could be seeing Tasha Steelz there. I think Tasha Steelz should be there, and apart from that, Tenille Dashwood should be there. Probably got to be looking at. No, we're probably got to be looking at Deonna Purrazzo as well. So I'm thinking Jordynne Grace, Deonna Purrazzo, Madison Rain for sure, Tenille Dashwood, and Tasha Steelz. By the way, Taya. But wow, okay. Taya is still listed as an active Knockouts member on the Impact Wrestling website. I didn't know when that happened, but they are listing Taya as an active member of the roster on the website. Surprising, isn't it? That's interesting. And I'm going to pull it up right now so you guys can also look at it with me right now. Let's see. Okay, so I'm going to share the screen with you so you can take a look at what I'm talking about. This is the Impact Wrestling roster, and they're very well advertising Taya as a part of the roster. Look at that. That's Alicia Edwards, Deonna Purrazzo, Havok, Jordynne Grace, Kiera Hogan, Kimberly, Madison, Neva, Rosemary, Susie, and there you see Taya right there. Look at her. She's been advertised as an Impact Wrestling roster member right now. I thought she was a free agent. That's interesting. That's very interesting.
Did you ever consider that maybe when I sent Josh Alexander home, I had factored in that he lived less than a mile from the Anthem corporate office? Did it ever occur to you that maybe, just maybe, when he went to that office to sort things out, that I'm the person he met with?
So he had everything to do with this.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to say I had everything to do with it, but I certainly am not going to lie to you and say that I'm not ecstatic to have Josh Alexander signed to a new long-term contract. And
we finally see Moose. So are you telling me that Moose wasn't man enough to actually come out and confront Josh Alexander at the start of the show? Because it definitely seems like he wasn't man enough, because he was hiding backstage in the locker room area when Josh Alexander called him out. But now he is going up to Scott D'Amore and complaining to him.
It is
and sobbing to him. So are you trying to show Moose as a weak guy? That's not a good idea. Wow. Look at that, brother. Yeah. Look at that. You get fined a lot if you were a WWE superstar and get after the referee.
The contract, read it through, show it to your lawyer, go through it, but bring it back next week signed, or else this championship is going to be stripped from you.
So Moose didn't want to sign the contract for the match against Josh Alexander at Rebellion. So Scott D'Amore tells him, you know what, take the contract home, show it to your lawyer, you read through it carefully, but bring it back signed next week. If you don't, you're going to be forfeited and the championship is going to be taken away from you. So there you go. I mean, Moose basically has no option. Either he signs the contract or he lets go of the title. And Moose, he boasts about being the greatest world champion in all of pro wrestling. I asked him why, and he said, I consider myself to be the very greatest, and that is because I will do anything and I will do everything to hold on to my Impact Wrestling World Champion, and that is what makes me the greatest world champion ever. Now, what happens when Moose goes one on one against Josh Alexander? Is he gonna be able to beat him? Is Josh Alexander gonna bring him his A game? Because one thing for sure, Josh Alexander is not bringing his weakness to the ring. That is his wife and his kid. That's not happening. And Josh Alexander is looking for revenge. He's looking for some, going crazy. So let's see how it all goes down. And Hobbs, Keith Lee, Willie Mack, oh my gosh, brother Gary, you know what I'm talking about here with Keith Lee versus Willie Mack. And Hobbs into play here, a triple threat match. That will be crazy. That'd be insane. I'd be in for it. Hobbs versus Keith Lee versus Willie Mack. We've got two AEW stars here, one Impact Wrestling. I'm trying to think if we could have somebody from WWE as well. Maybe not. Yeah, this is good. This is a beautiful matchup. We need to make this match happen somehow. Wrestling gods out there, make this match happen somehow. Make it happen. Wow, crazy, man, crazy. And speaking of that, we are now on commercial. And as I said earlier, I've got something really big in the production right now planned for Wrestling News. It's coming out very, very soon. I can't wait for you all to see it. It's going to be greatness, and you guys are going to enjoy it. I am very, very sure and certain that you're going to be enjoying it. But speaking of that, right now we're watching Impact Wrestling. They've gone back to commercial. As I said earlier, a few weeks ago, before the whole Royal Rumble thing with Mickie James, Impact Wrestling never used to have so many commercials. That has changed over the few weeks, and now Impact Wrestling 2 gets a lot of commercials, which is okay, it's fine. AJ, I would like to see Gazelle Shaw, Masha Slamovich, Lady Frost, Tasha Steelz, Madison Rain, Tadale Dashwood, Savannah Evans, and Rosemary wrestle at AEW Empower Part 2. For sure, I'd like to see all of them as well. And I think out of your list here, I can 100% see Masha, Lady Frost, Tasha Steelz, Madison Tennell be there. Maybe Rosemary too, but I can definitely see these, 4 or 5 women being there for sure. Let's see if others can make it too. Well, the thing about NWA is that it's not just NWA, it's not just Impact, but they also go out there and really get stars that people haven't heard of. Like, for example, they got Paula Mayfield. Now, Paula Mayfield is somebody who's actually a reality TV show star, right? Paula Mayfield was a star of the 90 Day Fiancé show, and they got her in. And she was very new to wrestling, hadn't wrestled much before, was very, very new to it, but they got her in for the mainstream appeal. And now Paula Mayfield is basically a household name for all the NWA fans out there because, she is a regular on NWA, and I actually had the pleasure of interviewing her live on Instagram. Paula Mayfield, just a class act, really cool lady, spoke very candidly about the NWA Empower appearance. If you guys haven't checked it out already, you should check it out because that interview with Paula Mayfield on her NWA Empower appearance is already up, and it's up on YouTube, so check it out. Look, I won't make anything to referee in one case if I was a referee. I see, but you're not, so good for you. Trey Miguel, by the way, right now, ringside at commentary, doing what he does best. Matthew Raywald, so good at commentary. I know we give a lot of credit to CM Punk, to David Otunga, to Corey Graves, and all these people for being good on commentary. I think Matthew Raywald is never mentioned when you talk about wrestlers being so good on the mic, being so good on commentary. And Matthew Rayfield definitely one of those guys that really took me by surprise when he started doing commentary because really damn good at it.
And their opponent representing DK,
Crazy Steve coming out to the ring now. Look at that. It's going to be a good match for sure. And as always, guys, this week, ever since Sunday, ever since Saturday when we saw Impact Wrestling Sacrifice, wrestling has been at its very finest. Impact Wrestling Sacrifice was so good. Then we had AEW Revolution, was an amazing show itself. We had Raw this past week, which also was pretty damn good. We had NXT Roadblock, a decent show. And of course, last night, AEW Dynamite blew the roof of the place. We got Jeff Hardy debut. We got Paige Van Zandt signing her contract. We got a lot of crazy stuff. So definitely, wrestling has been at its very finest ever since Impact Wrestling Sacrifice pay-per-view. All right, Mark, have a good night. I'm going to be seeing you tomorrow when we all hit the referee in 2K22. Paula Blaze and Renee Mitchell and Sahara 7 and Genocide and Jamie Senegal and Tuti Lin and Bianca Corelli, Sky Blue, Christy James impressed me last year on NWA Power. I was surprised. I mean, I wasn't expecting much from a lot of these names, especially Paula Blaze, because Paula, so new. I thought that she would have, definitely be very green and whatnot. But you know what? She actually surprised me as well, and she's good. I've got respect for her for sure. She is good, and she's following her dreams. I mean, this is one lady that already has a lot of money and already has a lot of name from the reality TV show, right? 90 Day Fiancé. She doesn't need to do wrestling, but she does it just because she loves it. So it's pretty damn cool.
Right now, Austin and Skylar trying to make something out of what to do with Crazy Steve.
All right. And the match is officially underway right now. Look at that. Yeah.
Yes, not great.
You guys handle a lot of paper right here on the desk. It's very dangerous. Very dangerous work.
Crazy Steve cannot be stopped. Look at him taking on 2 men at once in the very same damn ring right now. I mean, this guy cannot be stopped. Even in a handicap match, 2 versus 1 type situation, he cannot be stopped. And with that being said, the tables are slowly turning around, or are they? Or they're not? No, of course they're not. Crazy Steve still very much in control. Who can actually control this guy? Crazy Steve, I don't know if there's anybody who can actually put him down for sure. And that's my favorite referee right there, Mr. Brandon Toll, the first ever guest on the Wrassing show, my interview show right here on Wrestling News. Pretty damn cool. Brandon Toll is a veteran, such a good guy. Taryn Terrell is helping Paula Blaze and Genocide on AEW. Yes, that's right. Taryn Terrell has been there by Paula Blaze's side since the very beginning. I thought, this faction or this kind of partnership was going to explode. And sooner than later, Paula was going to turn on Taryn, but that hasn't happened yet, and they're still going strong, so that's awesome. That's good. That's nice. And with the cover on Crazy Steve, but Crazy Steve kicks out just in the nick of time right there, but still in control. Still very much in control. Is he going to go for the big dive? And there he does. Big dive to the ringside on his opponent. Crazy Steve has been on unlimited stamina. He has been going crazy. This man cannot and will not be oh my gosh, a big kick to the head of Crazy Steve, catching him off guard right there. Look at Alex right there, getting all the heat from the fans. I don't know if Crazy Steve's supposed to be a good guy or a bad guy, but I am definitely behind him. And speaking of that, mid-match, we go to commercial. And this is something that a few weeks ago, I've got to say it again, the commercials weren't a big part of Impact Wrestling. There were very few commercials, and it was one of the reasons why I asked a lot of my friends to tune into Impact. I said, if you enjoy wrestling and you want to see more live wrestling with less commercials, tune into Impact. But ever since the WWE Royal Rumble partnership happened, a lot more commercials, and it's been that way. So, but you know what? It's good because it shows that Impact Wrestling is making more money than earlier. That will probably allow them to, up their production, you put on a better show, better matches, sign bigger talents. That's okay. That's okay. But with that being said, we are currently a commercial, and tomorrow we're going to be back with another daily stream that we do of 2K22, the video game. Also, we're going to be here for a watch along for SmackDown, for Rampage, as well as NXT Level Up, and we've got an interview coming out tomorrow. We do this weekly interviews, celebrity interviews, which come out every single week. And this Friday, we're having an interview coming out with a UK independent star. Now, his name is Harry Singh, one of the best stars out there in the UK. He's going to be joining us on the Wrassing show to talk some wrestling, to talk about his match against Pete Dunne as the NXT UK champion, and more. So don't miss out. That interview with Mr. Harry Singh is going to be coming out this Friday, tomorrow. You don't want to miss out on that one. Got a lot of good stuff coming out very, very soon for all of you. And we are still very much on commercial. Very much.
You pop them in, you go to bed, and they do all the work. Straighten your teeth while you sleep with
I hope you're all doing well. Impact Wrestling going good so far. We're about 40 minutes into the show. It's been a decent show. I wouldn't say that this is the best episode of Impact Wrestling that I've seen in a while, but it's all right. It's okay. First time I watched Sky Blue on Feb 6, 2021 on my birthday. Feb 6 was your birthday. That's awesome. So it just happened. I hope you had a good one, Bobby, against Red Velvet at Thunder Rosa Company Mission Pro Wrestling. So were you live for it, man? That's awesome. That's one way to celebrate your birthday, brother. That's awesome, brother. Mm. A lot of casino and gambling advertisements during Impact Wrestling for sure. Lots of them. Lots and lots of them. There we go.
anything can happen. Take a chance. There's a world full of possibilities. Play with energy. Play at energycasino.net.
Okay. And with that being said, Impact Wrestling still on commercial. You know what? I think what we should do here is we should have some fun. Since Impact Wrestling is still on commercial, I'm gonna get something ready for the next time Impact Wrestling goes on commercial, and we're gonna be having some fun. Let's do something a little different here. 1 second. Just give me a second here. All right, I think I'm ready. So next time Impact Wrestling goes on commercial here, because they're putting on some long commercials, I've got something else up my sleeve.
As Tiger Mask and Robbie Eagles defend the Junior Championship in a four-way bout. Plus, Chaos makes their first title defense of the heavyweight titles against Bullet Club. Incredible tag team action that is uniquely NJPW. It's an all-new episode
Okay.
of New Japan Pro Wrestling.
The following program may not be suitable to all viewers. Viewer discretion is advised.
Okay, with that being said, we're back to Impact Wrestling live. We're watching it right now. As we said earlier, Crazy Steve cannot be stopped, but I'm not too sure what happened over the commercial break because right now it seems like the table's been turned around. Crazy Steve is down, and he is struggling to be in control now. I mean, this guy, I thought there was no stopping him, but you know what? Commercial changed everything, and right now he's very much not in control, unfortunately for him. And I watch it on Title Match Network. I was watching Mission Pro Wrestling on Title Match Network. That's awesome, my brother Bobby. Please help me out here. Isn't Aiden English an announcer within the pack? He is. He is an announcer. He is doing commentary for Impact Wrestling. And yeah, I mean, good for him. Matthew Raywald, very good at doing what he does right now. But I asked him during the interview, hey, is that what he's gonna do? Is he plan to come back to the ring? Is he plan to be a wrestler once again? And he said that is what he plans on doing very much when Impact Wrestling allows him to do so. He's got some ideas up his sleeve. He pitched an idea to Vince McMahon, which was refused, and he plans on doing that whole thing right here at Impact Wrestling. We don't know when it's going to happen, but he said that he very much plans on making it happening very soon right here at Impact Wrestling. AJ, which wrestlers impressed you on NWA Empower last year? As I said, brother, one of the wrestlers that really caught me off guard was, of course, Paula Blaze. Can I say Mickie James, the way she put the whole show together was pretty damn sweet as well. So good on Mickie James as well. Taryn Terrell looking as good as ever. She did a great job as well. Lots of wrestlers out there. I mean, they did an awesome job. Deonna Purrazzo, for sure. Good stuff. And poor guy, Crazy Steve, his paint's coming off. He looks in a bad shape right now. I don't know if he's going to be able to win the match. I hope he does because, such a personality. But right now, things don't look good for him right now. So, what do you guys think of Matthew Ravel's voice, his commentary? Are you a fan of it? Are you not a fan of it? For me, I think that I have my ups and downs. There are moments, a lot of moments, where I'm definitely a fan of it, but sometimes I can also think that he's a bit too flat or a bit too calm for the big movements. So, I'm critical of him sometimes, but other than that, I love his commentary mostly. Let me know what do you guys think of it. And Crazy Steve fighting hard, trying his best to turn the tables around, trying his best to stay in control of this matchup. I'm not sure how long is this gonna last, but he is trying his best for sure. And a kick out from Crazy Steve still at the top turnbuckle. I think Alex realizes it. There we go. Going for a big suplex of the top turnbuckle. Is he going to be able to do it? I think Crazy Steve there with the resistance. He's not allowing his opponent to even touch him. With the big punches to the gut of his opponent. His opponent. There you go. That's hard. Yeah, Crazy Steve going for a crazy move. Not able to get him down though. Yes, opponent's really a 2-on-1 action here. Lots of 2-on-1 action. Crazy Steve has been lifted up on his shoulder. He tries to counter. There we go. Oh my gosh. That's not working out for Crazy Steve. He's trying his very best. Oh dear. Crazy Steve is trying his very best, but it's not working out, of course. Because these guys teaming up against the poor guy. Look at that. Ace Austin finally ends up winning the whole damn thing. He ends up winning the match. And look who's here. Man, it's been a while. I was getting worried how's Raccoon City, but hopefully everything is well there. Good to see you, Resident Evil AMC. Hope everything is going well in Raccoon City and you're keeping safe, brother. Chelsea Green and Master Slamovich, Kira Hogan, Kenzie Page. There you go. All these names, they all did great. Especially, I cannot forget Red Velvet. So good, so good.
Love what you've done. What's next for you?
We have Bhupinder Gujjar, who is coming from India, here at Impact Wrestling.
Twice, but that was just our first step towards my goal. I'm not here to be an average. I'm not here for the handout. I have earned every single thing in my life.
This is the first time we're actually listening to him cut a promo.
And my plans are to work the rank up here in Impact Wrestling.
I'm not too sure if that is a real accent or if it's that just made up accent.
My phone calls. I've been trying to get a hold of you. I called you off a different phone, and when you saw it was, I'm trying to offend you. I was trying to get it.
Whoa. Well, hey, Larry D. What are you doing here?
What is going on here?
Oh, that's right. I don't work here anymore. When Impact comes to my area, am I not allowed to stop and say hi to the crew? Am I not allowed backstage anymore?
What is going on here?
I had no room on the show for me. That's what I was told. But this, they have room for the two of you? That's none of your business, Larry. I'll handle this. That is none of your business.
Whoa.
I'll tell you what's my business. I'll tell you.
Bhupinder Gujjar getting really heated up right now as we see it. Headbutts. And Larry goes out of the way.
See?
Dear Lord.
That is why we need to be on the same side. We are a good team.
Wow.
Call me back.
Bhupinder Gujjar definitely trying to make an impact here at Impact Wrestling, which he should. But wow, this guy really, I'm not too sure. I definitely is a fan of his looks. I think he's got a very promising look. He's got the size advantage. He's tall. He's athletic. He's good in the ring. Even on the mic, he's got a bit of an accent. I'm not sure if he's trying to fake it or if it's real accent, but he's got a sort of an Indian accent. I think if it done well, it's gonna work in his favor. I hope he's out there representing India and doing all the stuff that he does, which would get more viewers to Impact Wrestling. Because honestly, in India, Impact Wrestling is almost non-existent. People don't really watch it. I don't know if they have a TV deal or not. So if they can actually get something done through Bipinder Gujjar, I think it would be magical for Impact. Let's see how well they can do it business-wise. Miranda Gordy and Jazzy Wang do great as tag team. Now Miranda Gordy tag team with Hollywood Haley J sometimes. That's awesome, man. That's great. And Bobby, would you like to see me doing NWA watch-alongs as well every week? If yes, let me know. I mean, I think I'd like to do it. Let me know if you'd like to see me doing NWA watch-alongs. Could be adding it into the list. I'd like to do it honestly.
More comfortable.
And so many damn commercials. Look at that. So many commercials. Right now, I'm getting an X chair commercial. No, thank you. I have a pretty sweet chair here myself. But wow, a lot of commercials right here on Impact Wrestling tonight. I think this is going head to head with Monday Night Raw. I always criticize Raw a lot, for having a lot of commercials. But Impact Wrestling tonight is a commercial party. Too many of them. Way too much commercials. Yep. And there's a thin line between being acceptable and just being too much, a little too much. And I think tonight we're getting a little too many commercials for sure. And yeah, still on commercial, guys.
Incredibly comfortable. Call or click to order today and receive a 30-day risk-free trial and $100
Okay,
off.
let's see.
I chose now direct love for my daughter. I really like that there was an actual style of doing her treatment plan.
And until we are back with Impact Wrestling, let's not waste time and let's actually take a look at some of the bigger news stories that are going out right now. Let's see what are the biggest news stories of the day. I think this one right here is pretty damn cool as well. We've got something from AEW and Tony Khan reacting to the ratings on AEW Dynamite, the recent episode. Let's take a look. What does Tony Khan has to say? Tony Khan reacts to AEW Dynamite ratings. AEW President, CEO, and General Manager and Head of Creative Tony Khan took to Twitter this evening to thank fans for making AEW Dynamite number one on cable. AEW Revolution post-Revolution edition of Dynamite drew 945,000 viewers within the 4.0 rating. Look at that. While viewership was down from last week, the show, wow, it was down from last week. That was surprising too. Look at that. So it was the number one show on cable last night, but the ratings were still down from last week. That's interesting. That's like the best of both worlds. Not the greatest, but still the best somehow. Interesting for sure. Interesting. And what else do we have here? We have some note on Scorpio Sky winning the AEW TNT Championship, and it says that his championship win was actually reported a while back. And as we saw last night, he defeated Sammy to become the new AEW TNT champion, and his win was apparently planned as back as 1 year ago. Look at that. Sweet stuff. Okay. And to say that Cody Rhodes leaving AEW did not really cause any change in plans. Everything has been going according to the plans. It caused a minor hiccup, but apart from that, nothing else. And Bobby says, yes, you should do an AEW watch along. They have show on Tuesday and Saturday. Okay, so Tuesday and Saturday. You know what, Bobby? I'm going to be looking into the timings and everything. And if I can actually get it to work, I'm going to get it to work. I'm telling you that. So Tuesday and Saturday, NWA. I'd actually like to do it. So I'll let you know, Bobby. I'll confirm with you, but I'm definitely going to be considering it for sure.
Plan. Violent by design. Design was, we watch your backs and make sure you hold on to these until we're ready to take
And Violent by Design, of course, the new Impact Wrestling World Tag Team Champions. They took away these titles from the Good Brothers this past Saturday at at Impact Wrestling Sacrifice. How long are they going to be able to hold on to the championship? That we'll have to see. But at least for now, Violent by Design are the new Impact Wrestling World Tag Team Champions. And out of that, Eric Young, by the way, Eric Young is getting a shine after a long time, ever since he joined the WWE and he got fired, and now he's here. I think this is the first time he's actually carrying some gold on his shoulders. So good for Eric Young. Really good for him. Good stuff. Let's see what else do we have here. Hmm. So we're also getting word that a longtime ROH employee who was looking after a lot of media stuff for ROH has actually been let go from the company. Now ROH, has been taken over by Tony Khan, so of course, they will be undergoing some change, but they're actually releasing some people from the company, which is not always a very good thing. But anyways, speaking of that, we've got Tenille Dashwood and we've got Madison Rain making their way to the ring.
Tonight, in this 8 knockouts tag, if in your brain a little light bulb goes off and you think, maybe they need help, right? So guess what? We don't. We don't need help.
Sounds like Rain and Dashwood feeling pretty confident despite Caleb's involvement in Sacrifice. But tonight they're about to team up with another new champion here at Impact.
Tasha Steele's making her way out, coming to the ring. Look at that. She is the new Impact World Champion. She defeated Mickie James this past Saturday, also at Impact Wrestling Sacrifice. And she created history, basically. She is the new Impact World Champion. And she brings something very unique to the table. She look at her, the way she moves, her personality, and everything. She is the champion like we've never seen in in Impact Wrestling's recent history. We haven't seen a champion like Tasha Steelz, and it's so good to see her for sure. Bobby says NWA is on 12 p.m. on Saturday and Tuesday 6/5. Let's actually look it up right now. Is that EST time, Bobby? Is that EST time? Please let me know, because that time actually looks good to me. If that's 12 p.m., that's pretty good. Let's see. 12 p.m. is pretty nice. Not gonna lie. The Inspiration now making the way to the ring. Look at that. You've got to love the Inspiration on Impact Wrestling. I mean, they are definitely getting a lot of shine, a lot of love. And unlike their time in the WWE, where I thought that they were getting a lot of love, apparently they weren't. But at Impact Wrestling, they've definitely been pampered and loved and appreciated, which is always a very, very good thing. Both of them, Peyton Royce as well as Billy Kay, on top of their game right now, even though they lost their championship, which, by the way, they lost for the very first time after winning them on their debut night at Impact Wrestling's Bound for Glory. They dropped it this Saturday, but you know what? Even without it, it just seems like they're on fire and they're unstoppable. Mickie James coming out and teaming up with the Inspiration right here, but she's not alone, because we've also got Mickie James, her hardcore country, coming out here and also teaming in this very explosive tag team matchup. We've got the Good Girls and the Bad Girls. The Good Girls being the Inspiration, Mickie James, and of course Chelsea Green. And if you look at the Bad Girls, we've got Tenille Dashwood, Madison Rain, we've got Tasha Steelz and her friend right there. Look at that. Should be a very explosive match, an 8-women tag team match. I don't know what to expect from this one, but I know one thing for sure. It's going to be pure chaos. It's going to be one of the best matches of the night. Impact Wrestling so far has been a pretty quiet, decent, but slow night. I think this match could change things up, could stir up the pot, could make a big difference. And look who's here. You know what? I am popping hard because my friend is here. Look who's here. D-Star, A Wrestling, how are you? My Impact stream was being very nice at first, but now it's being very evil. I like to watch the stream without watching Impact. There you go. D-Star, where have you been? I haven't seen you all week. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing fine. But good to see you, brother. You're awesome. Athena went to wrestle against Jade Cargill. Jade Cargill won to wrestle against Athena. I'd love to see that too. And I think it's only a matter of time before we see this matchup. D Star, good to see you. Bobby, you're awesome as always. Now, this is one thing that I'm actually considering. Would love to do it. Let's see how it goes. But right now, D Star, it's funny that you said that your stream is being very evil. My stream is being very evil too. So that is interesting, D Star. Are we on the same stream right now? Because my stream is being very evil too. Let's see. Let's see how it goes down. You know, the big match comes up, the first big match of the night. We've got a very explosive tag team, and the stream starts acting up. Okay, it's back up right now. We've got a very explosive match, and kicking things off is going to be Peyton Royce and Tanil Dashwood. And this one's going to be a great match for sure. Look at that. And Cassie Lee, I keep calling her Peyton Royce. Cassie Lee, right after Madison, bringing the pain to her. I think it's going to be a quick tag. Jessie McKay now in the ring with the backbreaker punches to the back to Cassie Lee. I mean to Madison Rain, and now going for a suplex it seems. But no, Madison able to reverse it, able to counter it. I think she's going to go for a quick tag as well now. She's going to tag her own opponent. Look at that. Madison Rain now in the ring. We watching NJPW after? Let me look it up actually. Let me look up the details of the show because I'm not very sure of what to expect. Let's see. Let's see. Too Sweet Pistol Pete. I'm looking it up right now, brother. Let's see what the New Japan Cup full show. Mm-hmm. By the way, Jessie McKay is still very much in action. There you go. Doing well for herself at this point, as we speak. In control of the match. Tags in her partner, Cassie Lee, in the ring. We see some double teamwork, but that's okay. That's okay. Beautiful stuff. Beautiful work. We haven't seen Mickie James or Chelsea Green get involved in this matchup at all so far. Not at all. Not at all. Look at that. And look who's here. FLO Flowrec. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Welcome to the stream. There you go. That is right, D-Star. What a time to come back. Which 10 wrestlers do you want to see wrestle for Women's Invitational Cup this year? I'm going to be talking about it in just a second, brother. Just a second. I'm Cringe Bros and FC's other alter count. There you go, Flo. Oh, that's awesome, brother. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Chelsea is going to heal on Mickie very hard. I agree. I think that's for sure. It's sort of a slow burn, but there's no way she's going to fangirl over Mickie James and be by her side all this time. She has to turn heel. She definitely has to turn heel. I watched last week. It was good. Was it good? Okay. So, NJPW, I'm not very familiar with their programming and the days that they come on. So I'm going to ask you, does NJPW always go on after Impact Wrestling every single week on Thursdays? Is it always after Impact Wrestling? Please let me know because I definitely would like to get into my schedule as well. But I just need to know, what days does it usually go on every week? Is that Emma? That's right, D-Star. That is Emma Tanil Dashwood. That is her. And she won the Impact World Tag Team Championship, the Knockout Championships, Tag Team Championships, this past Saturday at Impact Wrestling Sacrifice. She took it off the Inspiration, who were earlier known as the Iconics. So the Iconics first won those tag titles on their debut night at Impact Wrestling's Bound for Glory back, I believe, in August or September. And after all this time, they finally dropped it this past Saturday to Tanil Dashwood and Madison Rain. And Too Sweet Pistol Pete says, polite Japanese crowd clap when they do good. Oh, that is so sweet. That is so sweet. That's awesome. But yeah, Japan is in the mind of a lot of wrestlers. When they start their career in wrestling, you know, they all want to make it to Tokyo Dome. They all want to make it to Japan. So really, lots of respect for the Japanese crowd as well as the Japanese promotions for really pushing wrestling out there. It's very sweet, very sweet. Okay, let's see. So we've got NJPW, 10th of March 2022. Well, actually, it should be 11th of March, correct? Let's see. I'm not too sure, guys. I don't know. The NJPW shows are past shows. That's right. There we go. Okay, thanks for letting me know that because I was actually trying to look up, what show it's going to be on tonight. So if it's a past show, then I think we should pass on this one. But I'm going to look up the schedule for both NJPW as well as NWA shows, and I'm going to be trying to see if I can somehow get those to accommodate into my schedule. If I can, we're definitely going to try and taking on NWA and NJPW very very soon. Probably be gonna start it from next week if I can get them into my schedule. But I'll let you know. But tonight, since it's a past show, thanks for clearing that out. True, we're not gonna be doing a NGPW watch along after this one, but we look for it starting next week. Thank you so much. There you go. I don't watch Impact either. Sorry. Don't be sorry, my brother. It's all right. We're just having some fun. And look at Chelsea Green here. And if you don't watch Impact Wrestling, if you're going to start watching it, I think this is one hell of a match to start off with because you've got former WWE star Emma, former WWE star Chelsea Green, the Iconics, Mickie James, everybody in this match. So if you start watching with this match, you're not going to feel like you're out of place at all. Look at that. And Mickie James picks up the big win, pins Tasha Steeles, I believe, and picks up the win for her team. There you go. Just like that. And did you guys catch that, or am I the only one? Chelsea Green and Mickie James wearing matching outfits tonight. That is cute. Did they color coordinate? I haven't got a clue about NJPW. Wouldn't mind checking out some of their future programming, though. That's right, D. I'm going to be looking it up myself. And as I said earlier, the entire calendar for the watch along is going to be up on our website very, very soon. But before that, I need to sort out NWA as well as NJPW, see if that could be, somehow be incorporated into our watch along schedules and do it. And, just do a watch along for it. Let's see. My story, hey, good to see you, Chris. My story was getting a little cringe earlier. I had to do another mixed tag match with Mandy Rose, but she's also the Raw GM. Wow. Wow, but you're hanging around the Raw GM, that's Mandy Rose. I think that's awesome, Chris. I think, you're onto something right now. Tag teaming with the Raw GM, that's Mandy Rose. That's good, brother. That's good. Jim Ross and Maro called quite a few shots in New Japan. I think it's a good way to catch them on old Bullet Club stuff and classic matches. For sure, lots of classic matches when it comes to Japan, when it comes to NJPW. And we know that NJPW actually tried to kick off their own promotion in America. They did make an announcement, but then the pandemic and stuff happened, so all of those plans definitely came to a halt. I don't know if they're going to be carrying forward with those American promotion plans that NJPW had. But for sure, it's come to a halt so far, and it's been just very, very silent ever since. Haven't heard anything from them ever since on that. And Matt is here. Matt, good to see you, brother. I pop hard every time I see Matt's name. Good to see you. Happy Thursday. Happy Impact Wrestling night. I hope you're having fun and you're watching this damn show because I feel like this show has been sort of slow, but been decent. This past match, that we just saw with Tasha Steeles, her friend, we got, Madison Rain. We've got Tenille Dashwood versus Mickie James, Chelsea Green, and the Inspiration. I think that match was one of the best, actually the best match of the night. I think the show can do better. Let's see what else do they have in store for us as we still have about 40 minutes left on the clock. Let's see how it goes. NJPW tapes in San Francisco. Oh, there you go, True. There you go. Cool stuff. All right. Okay. All right, so let's see. I'm gonna check up. I'm gonna look up all the schedule for NWA as well as Impact Wrestling. Let's see how it all goes, and if we can get into my schedule and actually do watch-alongs for those, I'll be a very happy guy. And I hope that you enjoyed the watch-alongs. Matt says, "Oh my, I hope you're okay, brother. Your health's keeping fine, you're doing well. You're a warrior, man. You're a warrior who loves watching wrestling, and that just makes you even more stronger. Gonna get through this, brother." The women's match just finished now for me. This has to be a record for being behind on the show. For sure, D-Star, you're way behind. Like, way behind. For me, the commercial is about to get over. By the way, D-Star, can we talk about the kind of commercials we get during Impact Wrestling? As the hours go by, as the minutes go by, and we get into the darker, the later hours of the night, the kind of commercials that we get on Impact Wrestling just get raunchier by the minute. I mean, we start off with some gambling commercials and whatnot, and then we get to the hotline commercials and stuff like that. So it definitely is interesting the kind of audience that Impact Wrestling tries to target with their commercials. I don't know, but definitely weird. We go from dental commercials to hotline commercials. It just escalates really quick. So yeah, while you're in commercial, check them out. Let me know what do you think about them. Since we're getting a lot of those commercials, why not talk about them as well? But right now, I'm getting a Red Bull commercial. This is one of the most boring ones, I believe. But anyways, we're watching Impact Wrestling. We still have a very good match between Eddie Edwards versus Rich Swann coming up. That is supposed to be the main event of the night. Again, I have no problem with Eddie Edwards or Rich Swann. I think they're both great. By the way, I'm releasing my interview with Rich Swann this weekend, so that's going to be awesome. But anyways, Eddie Edwards, Rich Swann, I've got no problem with them. I think they're just fine. But since Josh Alexander just made his return, I think I would have enjoyed a Josh Alexander main event better than Eddie Edwards versus Rich Swann. That sounds very random. That just thrown like it's on there for no reason whatsoever. It's just on there. So it's interesting. But as I said earlier, Josh Alexander should have been in the main event instead, since he's the guy everybody's tuning in for. So what we got from Josh was he opened the show with a very heartfelt promo, that he's going to take away the championship and there's no stopping him and stuff like that. And we really didn't get to see a lot from Josh. Not a lot from Josh. So I'm a bit upset there. And also Moose, when Josh Alexander was calling on Moose, Moose didn't come out and he only showed up later in the office of Scott D'Amore, complaining to him about Josh Alexander and expressing his displeasure upon his return and how he got the match. So are you telling me that Moose wasn't man enough or he wasn't animal enough to actually face Josh Alexander, beat him up in the middle of the ring, that he had to go to Scott D'Amore and complain to him like he's a high school principal or something like that, like a headmaster? That's really, very odd. Very, very weird for sure. And what else do we have here? D-Star says, interesting commercials. Some are very nice and some very evil. Very evil indeed, D-Star. I love it. I love it. NWA Power is Tuesday night at 6/5 on 5 TV, unless they change it. I know they usually add them to the YouTube channel afterwards. NWA USA is Saturday morning. Thank you so much. Thanks a lot, True, for letting me know that. Definitely got to be looking into it and going to be trying to accommodate that into my schedule. So 6/5 p.m. Actually got to look up right now what would that time be for me. So usually when I do these watch-alongs, by the way, the ones that I'm doing right now, I wake up at 4 a.m. in the morning to do those. So, I wake up early for these watch-alongs. But 6/5 a.m. is got to be like, p.m. is going to be like very early for me again. But we'll see. We'll see.
The Bullet Club has arrived.
All right, the Bullet Club is here. They say, we've lost the titles, but you know what else we haven't lost? Is the Bullet Club. We're still here.
OG Bullet Club is here.
Can I just say that I love Luke Gallows and I love Carl Anderson. I probably love Carl Anderson more than I love Luke Gallows, but they just come off as very weird to me. I can't get behind them anymore. I cannot.
It's not a great feeling. And that's because we don't have our Impact Wrestling World Tag Team.
Here he is, Luke Gallows, talking about the fact that he's not happy because he doesn't have his Impact Wrestling Tag Championship. But I feel like when he had those titles, they weren't going around representing the championships. They weren't going around representing the company. I don't think they had a lot of pride in being the Impact Wrestling Tag Team Champions. That is why I have a problem with them talking about the titles now, because when they were champion, it seemed like they weren't just giving it a lot of importance. Yeah, they definitely were not. D-Star says, AJ, your schedule is going to be busier than Vince. It already is, I'm telling you that. Lots of watch-alongs, lots of time spending in production house, lots of stuff. By the way, D-Star, something big, something huge is coming to the channel, something that's going to shake up YouTube wrestling news, thing. It's going to be good. It's going to be big. And I'm working on its production right now, and I've been working on it for some time now. I think it's going to be something that everybody's going to love. We'll see.
The 7-time World Tag Team Champions are about to become 8-time World Tag Team Champions on your dime.
So, the Bullet Club basically wants a match against Violent by Design for the championship.
You see, that's right.
And Jay White's still here. By the way, Jay White, everybody thought they were signed to, he was signed with AEW, he was going to go there. Everybody thought that, maybe Impact Wrestling's pre-recorded. That's why he's not showing up there, and he's seen on Impact TV instead. But it seems like he's not going to Impact after all. It seems like it was just a one-off. He is still very much a part of Impact Wrestling, apparently. There you go, Bobby. I'm going to write this down. Kia Dream. I've screenshotted this comment so I can look it up later, and I'm going to try reaching out. Michael Spice is here. Good to see you, Michael. What have you missed so far? Let's see. You've missed a 8-woman tag team match between, Madison Rayne, Tenille Dashwood. We've got the very new Impact Wrestling World Champion. We've got her friend versus we got Mickie James. We had Chelsea Green and the Inspiration. You missed on that. You missed on Josh Alexander opening the damn show, getting attacked by Honor No More. You missed on Moose going to Scott D'Amore complaining about his match against Josh Alexander. And you missed on another match. Oh, yes, you missed on a nice match as well, the opening match. 1 second.
How about instead you come on down here and maybe, just maybe, you can two-sweet the leader of the Bullet Club.
Oh, the leader of the Bullet Club calling him out. By the way, Willie Mack match. You missed on that as well. That opened the show. It was one hell of a match. Willie Mack with an incredible performance out there. You also missed on another match, but it was okay. Nothing too big right there. But you missed on something for sure. It's not the greatest Impact Wrestling show, not the greatest Impact Wrestling episode ever, but it's been decent. And still to come, the main event of the night is going to be Eddie Edwards versus Rich Swann. So you wouldn't want to miss out on that one. By the way, Honor No More has been banned from ringside, so we're not seeing any dirty, interference or anything like that.
I'm not going to come down there and two-sweet you. You call yourself a switch.
That's right. Now. Romanowski, good to see you. Too sweet, brother. Too sweet.
At the New Japan Dojo. You're Jamie White, who lived with me for a year and a half when you were on your excursion making this much money in Ring of Honor.
Wow, name dropping Ring of Honor right there and saying he made this much money. I think that is interesting.
You talk about how
I think so too, Gary. I think, time to move on, especially with these people. Okay, they're right now, what are they doing? Are they adding any value to Impact? Look, let's talk about it. Are these people, the ones that you're seeing in the ring right now, are they adding any kind of value to the Bullet Club? Are they trying to get them up there, get them out there? Are they trying to add any value whatsoever to the Bullet Club? They're not. What they're doing is that they're trying to make some money. They're trying to make a living out of the Bullet Club name. They're wearing jackets, with the Bullet Club logo, and that's about it. They're not adding any value to it. They're not bringing anything new to the table to it. They're not making rounds with, Bullet Club news, nothing like that. No, nothing like that. They're not representing Bullet Club anymore. They're just living off of its name, and that's why it's getting old. Because if there was somebody who was bringing something new to the table, who was really representing Bullet Club, getting out there with the name, really making the old members proud, that would have been something. Right now, they're just living off the Bullet Club name. That's it. They're not really working for it. They're working with it. That's it. That's what I feel. I'm new to watching Impact. Oh, that's awesome, Matt. You know what? I've been watching Impact for a bit here. They really put on some good matches. Sometimes they can really surprise you with the kind of matches they put on and the shows they put on. I know Impact Wrestling doesn't have the largest audience, but that's all right. I have fun watching it. This past Saturday with Sacrifice was an incredible show. I loved it.
Your biggest mistake is thinking that you know me. You don't know me. You knew me. You do not know the man that I had to become in order to achieve the things that I've achieved in such a short amount of time.
With a very passionate promo, Jay White right there. Look at him. I look forward to it as well, brother. I look forward to it as well. And actually, I now remember that you'd asked me who I'd like to see in the cup, in the tournament. I'm actually gonna think about it real quick.
The real leader of Bullet Club. Alex, I am the catalyst of professional wrestling because everything in wrestling happens because of me. You want to talk about how you're King Switch? I'm the the king of a generation. So when you go back to New Japan Pro Wrestling and you tangle with the Rainmaker, you remember that my fingerprints are on him. He wouldn't have become.
This is a very nice little promo here. Very nice exchange. Some scenes very real. I like it so far, for sure.
You remember that my fingerprints are on them too. I shape this industry, and my fingerprints are on you. And you want to talk?
And here, Bobby asking which 10 wrestlers would I like to see in the Women's Invitational Cup this year. You know what? I think I'm gonna go with the names that just come to the top of my head real quick. I'm probably gonna go with these names. They're probably not gonna even show up, but you know what? I just want to see. I've liked to see. It's a fantasy booking, but I'd like to see Tootie Lynn. I'd like to see Lady Frost, Chelsea Green. I think that's 3 of them. Would have liked to see Genocide, Masha Slamovich, Kira Hogan for sure. Maybe Thunder Kitty, right? Thunder Kitty. I'd probably like to see her. Sky Blue is out there, of course. Then I believe Allison Kay, maybe Red Velvet, and Layla Hirsch. Yeah, that's my fantasy booking for the cup. I think that's 10 people, but I would have definitely liked to see them for sure. For sure. That's right. Breathe with the switchblade, brother. Breathe with the switchblade. But Bobby, right back at you. Which 10 wrestlers would you like to see in the Invitational Cup? Let me know.
Excuse me, the adults were having a conversation. Chris, you want to talk about intelligence, right? You're clearly Mensa level IQ. I think everybody here, maybe except for you, knows that when Alex Shelley is in Impact Wrestling, he's never alone.
Wait a second. Alex Shelley's got some backup. Oh, Chris Sabin. No way. Chris Sabin shows up. Backup of Alex Shelley. Look at that.
Wow, would you look at that? Chris Sabin and Alex Shelley together once again in Impact
Crazy.
Wrestling. Now, in my humble opinion, and I may be a little bit biased, but I think that automatically makes us the best tag team in Impact
All right,
Wrestling.
that's sweet. We got a new tag team already. We got Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin teaming up. Do you think Jay White deserves Impact World Title shot? I think so. I think Jay White is good, and you know what? He will, if he's world champion, he's got to represent the brand. He's got to represent the company everywhere he goes. He's got to carry that championship. So it's got to be good for Impact Wrestling. But again, we've got a champion in Moose who is a beast, who is unstoppable. So I don't want Moose to take anybody to take the title of Moose anytime soon. I want him to still be champion, to still go strong, to be that unbeatable force for a long time. But let's see. I think everything's got to change as Rebellion. Josh Alexander could possibly be stripping or taking away the championship of Moose. Let's see how it all goes down. But if he does not, I'd definitely be into a Jay White versus Moose matchup. I think it'd be pretty damn cool. But what about you, brother? Would you like to see it happening?
Okay, well, we'll oblige whooping that ass next week.
All right, seems like we're in for a match here. The Bullet Club versus Sabin and Alex. It's going to be happening next week on Impact Wrestling. Okay, sweet. Okay, Motor City Machine Guns and Alex and Sabin. It's going to be happening next week, guys. D-Star says Gallows and Anderson could have been big in WWE, but Vince doesn't really like tag team wrestling. It's true. He does not. And you know what? I spoke with Maria Kanellis and I said, you know what? You have a very good chemistry. By the way, wait a second. Josh Alexander. Josh Alexander backstage with Scott D'Amore.
Look, Josh, I know you're excited to be back, and I know you want your hands on it. But look, you just got beat up by 6 guys tonight. Plus, Josh, one of the reasons I sent you home was to focus on the World's Championship. Just focus.
Scott, I'm focused. I'm focused on the World Championship. I sat at home. I thought about it. Belly's not till April 23rd. I've sat at home long enough. I'm not going to sit around and wait for a Belly. It's time to put me back in there.
Okay, look, I'll tell you what. You want a match? You got
Next
it.
week.
It's not tonight. And
Next
it's not
week.
against Eddie. Somebody else had a little bit of an issue with you, Matt Taven. So next week,
Of course
you
it's
and
next
Taven
week.
in the main event on one condition, Josh. After that, just focus on the World's Championship.
So I don't know why Scott D'Amore is trying to babysit Josh Alexander, but he's given a match to him. It's going to be happening next week, and he said after that match he just wants him to focus on the World Championship match. I'm not too sure what this term "focus" means. He doesn't have to write the damn exam. He has to get in the ring and he's got to wrestle. So I'm not too sure what the word "focus" here means, but whatever. We know that we're going to be seeing Josh Alexander in action next week. And D-Star, I asked Maria Kanellis, who's very good friends with Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows, I asked her, you know what, when you were in the WWE, Mike was there, you were there, we also had Carl and Luke in the WWE, so why didn't you guys do something together? I mean, we've seen you do wonders together in ROH and NJPW, so why not in the WWE? And Maria Kanellis, of course, it was a very heartfelt interview, so she was in tears. She was like, I reached out to Vince, I reached out to the creative, I pitched them the idea, they all turned it down. They said they didn't want to acknowledge the fact that we had a chemistry going on earlier. And she said anything that's not a WWE product or not a WWE thought or an idea, they don't want to honor it. So that's why they didn't honor it. And she said, but it was out there. We were all there. We could have done something very memorable together, but we didn't do it. Of course, Win's not a big fan of, I believe, tag team. That also came into play for sure. Silas Young versus Randy Orton. Look at that. Look at that. One hell of a match. If all OG Bullet Club members reunited, they would probably be 30 members deep. That's right, Chris. And again, it just comes down to the representation. I believe there was no proper passing of the torch when it came to the Bullet Club. The members just kept getting signed by these main roster, by these mainstream shows, by mainstream companies, and they never really passed the torch down to anybody. I mean, look at Kenny Omega, look at all these people. They got picked up by AEW. They were on their way to AEW. There was never this actual and proper passing of the torch when it should have been, because Bullet Club, if you want to treat it as such a sacred group, you better have some kind of passing of the torch to keep the group alive and to keep the fans hooked. Right now, there's no direction. We don't know who the leader is, even though Jay White says he is a leader. We don't know what's going on here. So definitely no passing of the torch, no direction for Bullet Club right now. They're just lost. They're just lost. I think if the Bullet Club was destroying everyone on the roster like the NWO, this would be better. I agree, 100%. Right now, they just come off as any other tag team. They're adding nothing new, nothing special. That's what I said. They really don't bring anything special to the Bullet Club anymore. It's just another tag team, another faction. That's about it. I think right now, actually, it's damn true. If you look at Honor No More, I think Honor No More, it just comes off as more destructive and more intimidating than Bullet Club. I think Honor No More is just more relevant right now than the Bullet Club, which is sad. Right? Honor No More isn't supposed to be a faction anyways. It's just a group of wrestlers who were released from Ring of Honor who came on here to Impact to find their common ground, to find a new home for themselves. So Honor No More right now has a bigger heat and bigger fan following than the Bullet Club. That is sad. You got to do something about it. Chris Bay doesn't fit. I agree. He does not. Even he got called by Alex and said, you know what? Let the adults do the talking. Sit back and relax, kid. Age of my 10 picks are, oh wow, look at that. You're going all out with your picks, especially number 4, number 5, Kelsey Heather, Wita 1 star. Those are some very good picks. By the way, Deonna Purrazzo. I love every single pick out there, Bobby. You're awesome. Deonna Purrazzo right now.
Had a momentary lapse of judgment when I showed mercy, but that will never happen again. Chelsea Green knows better than anybody.
So I've interviewed Deonna Purrazzo already. I'd like to interview another Impact Wrestling knockout. Is there a suggestion you guys would like to give to me when it comes to Impact Wrestling and their knockout division? Which knockout would you like to see me interview next? Let me know.
Heed a warning to anyone who dares to answer the champ challenge.
Or should I interview Deonna Purrazzo again? Should I do it one more time?
Do you have
Wait a second.
or something? If you want an opportunity, I literally go to the ring and offer it to anybody. If you want it, it's yours.
Well, you know what? I do love silver, and I could always use more gold. So you know what? I'd be more than willing to take both from you, champ.
I'm sorry, are we doing this again? You literally.
Oh my gosh, this lady always comes out, tries to challenge Deonna Purrazzo, and Lady Frost comes out. She's like, I'm sorry, are we really doing this? No, we're still not done together. Oh my gosh.
I'm so sick and tired of this.
This is so
You know
funny.
what? There are two of you, and I have two championships.
Wait a second.
So next week.
No way.
How about we have ourselves a triple threat?
No way. Deonna Purrazzo is crazy. Wait a second. Deonna Purrazzo just went crazy. She's challenged both the women the same damn time, a triple threat match with both her championships on the line. If that's not crazy, tell me what it is. Why would you do that, especially on a free episode of Impact Wrestling? Not a pay-per-view, but a free TV show. Deonna Purrazzo is putting both her championships on the line. It's gonna be, wow, I cannot believe this. It's official. It's Giselle Shaw, it's Lady Frost, and it's Deonna Purrazzo with both the AAA Reina de Reinas as well as the ROH World Championship on the line. I'm not sure why Deonna Purrazzo would do that, but right now this seems like not the best idea, Deonna. Triple threats are a different monster altogether. Deonna doesn't have to get pinned, and she might actually lose both the titles, apparently, if she gets pinned. That's wow, what the hell? What the hell? Is Impact on TV? I find them on YouTube. Yeah, Impact Wrestling streams on YouTube. I mean, if you get their membership, Impact Wrestling streams at a 30-minute tape delay, I believe, on YouTube. So that is a pretty cool option. But they're also on TV. AXS TV is where they stream. I know a lot of people don't have access to AXS TV, so that's the sad part. But they do stream on AXS TV, that's for sure. And we have Scott D'Amore is turning into Kirby. Yep. Yeah, Scott D'Amore is going weird these days. When is Tegan Knox not compete clause up? Because I hope she comes to Impact Knockouts division. That is it. That is true. Absolutely. Tegan Knox. Let's see. Actually, when does her non-compete come to an end? Let's see. Let's see. I'm looking it up right now for you. Tegan Knox. On. Did I hit her? Tegan Knox. Why can't I see it? What the hell? Okay. So, from what I read, is that her non-compete is already up. So she is already free to sign with anybody in the world that she wants to. So, she could be showing up on Impact Wrestling sooner than later now because she is free from the non-complete. It's already over from what I've read. So that's pretty damn cool. By the way, it is time for our main event already. It's been a very quick night. It is time for Rich Swann versus Eddie Edwards. And as I said earlier, guys, because tonight's episode of NJPW is going to be a past one, it's going to be broadcasted tonight. It's not a live episode. It's not a new episode, which is why we're not doing a NJPW watch along after this one. But I'm going to be looking into the whole schedule. I'm going to see if we can actually fit NWA or NJPW into our watch along list and actually do those shows as well. If we can, that'd be pretty damn awesome. Got to keep you all up to date. Honor is real. For sure it is real. Let's start a faction called the Meta. Who do we recruit first? We recruit Mark Zuckerberg first because he owns the rights to Meta for sure. But yeah, jokes apart, yeah, let's start the faction. That would be pretty damn cool. I think the first person that I would like to recruit to the Meta would be PJ Black. I think he'd fit right in. PJ Black, aka Justin Gabriel, one of an awesome guy right there. I think he just deserves more eyes on himself because he is that good. I think in a faction like the Meta, I mean, as the name suggests, I think PJ Black would be a perfect fit, brother. But that is a pretty cool name. How did you come up with the name? That's pretty cool. Bullet Club is too spread out. Once again, true. You are right on point right there. Deonna Purrazzo, love her. The Inspiration, yep. Oh my gosh, I love The Inspiration. I'd love to interview them. Okay, D-Star says interview the Iconics. There you go. Getting some love for the Iconics here. I would love to interview them, honestly. Savannah Evans. I'm going to write these names down. Again, guys, I really appreciate it. Every time you suggest me shows to do or you suggest me these, people to interview, I really appreciate it. It really helps me out. Savannah Evans and Iconics or Inspiration. Going to be trying getting in touch. Let's see if we can make it work. There we go. That's right, D-Star. Inspiration. I want to see Impact Wrestling bring back the six-sided ring for Impact Wrestling. Oh my gosh, for sure, man. You know what? We saw the X Division matchup not too long ago, right? We saw the X match where the ladies went crazy and they had to climb the ladder, not the ladder, but the ropes to get to the X. And I was thinking, only if the six-sided ring was still around, that'd be crazy, right? Good old days. I hope so that they bring it back. Hopefully they bring it back. But you know what? We've seen Slammiversaries in the past, and they don't really bring it back. So I'm not sure what is it gonna take for them to bring back the six-sided ring. That'd be pretty cool, but I don't know if it's gonna happen. Let's see. She has to lose the ROH title. I hope she does not, because when we did an interview, she was like, "I am gonna be the champ forever. I'm forever the champ." And I actually would like to see her be the champ forever. But I know not all good things are supposed to last forever. So there might be a time and a place when she ultimately might drop those titles. But we'll see. Hopefully it doesn't happen next week, but we'll see. At least she should be carrying it to Rebellion, that's what I mean. Tasha Steelz winning the Impact Knockouts Championship was epic. Hoping she has a long, absolutely, Michael. And as I said, Tasha Steelz brings something very unique to the table. She's one of the most, I would say, energetic and young Impact Wrestling stars, champions that we've seen in the recent history. I mean, she really brings something very new to the table, and I'm all in for it. I think this reign could be a very memorable one, and even the way she won it and the person that she defeated to win it, Mickie James, it already sets up, starts this whole thing on a very high note. I think sky is the limit for Tasha Steelz. It's gonna be great for her. We need some more knockout tag teams in the division. I agree. Some more are needed. You look at the tag team division, especially, right? You've got the Inspiration, which is a pretty good tag team. Now you've got Tasha Steele. I don't think her and her partner really make a great tag team, so I'm not behind that idea. But you've got Madison and Tanel. But apart from that, who else do we really have as a tag team? Not a lot of people. So I agree. We need more in the tag team division for sure. Right now, Inspiration really carrying it all on their back. I would like to see Sarah Logan and Jessica Maya wrestle Impact Wrestling. I think both of them would be really very big and great assets to the whole damn thing. And by the way, guys, as I said earlier, I'm going to be trying to make all these interviews very, very, interactive. So let's say if we have Jessica Maya on Impact on our show, I would like for you guys to be able to interact with them. We're going to be trying to do and trying to make all these interviews very, very interactive, so you all can be a part of the interviews. I'm going to let you know more details as we get them. Are they still in Kentucky tonight? I'm talking about Impact Wrestling. I don't think they're in Kentucky. I think they moved away from Kentucky, but let's see. I'm going to confirm it right now as we speak. And speaking of that, we're back from commercial. Lots of commercials tonight, sadly. But yes, Eddie Edwards so far in control of this matchup. Rich Swann down. He's looking on at Eddie. Doesn't look too happy about it. Doesn't look too happy at what he's seeing right now. But speaking of that, let's take a look. Are they still in Kentucky? Doesn't actually say. Yeah, on the website it doesn't say anything about it, so not too sure about it. Let's see. Anyways, moving on. We got a big chop to the chest from Eddie Edwards to Rich Swann. Rich Swann now down. I'm not too sure why this is the main event. I know we all love Rich Swann and we love Eddie Edwards, but still the main event. As I said earlier, tonight's main event should have featured Josh Alexander, the returning Josh Alexander. I mean, he's coming off with such a big heat. People love him. People are here rooting for him, cheering for him. They want to see more of him. And all you have him booked for is a opening promo, is him getting beat up by 6 dudes. That's about it. Not the best booking. Love the background behind your podcaster. Thank you so much. Thank you. Interview Velvet Sky, another name that I would love to have on the show. I'm going to be writing this down as well. Velvet Sky would be an awesome interview. Thank you, Surf Wrestling. Hope you're doing well. Again, Surf Wrestling, when we did a 2K22 live stream early on, he revealed that he's a brand new uncle. So once again, congratulations, Surf Wrestling. Hope you're having a fantastic day, Mr. Uncle. Rich Swann needs a new theme for sure. But you know what? Rich Swann does what he is. He's good. I think he's very comfortable at the spot where he's sitting right now. He's enjoyed a good career, especially at Impact Wrestling. They've treated him very well. I mean, can you imagine? 2 years ago, has it been 2 years or it's been a year? He wrestled, it's been a year. He wrestled Kenny Omega at Rebellion. I mean, what a pay per view that was, and what a spotlight Rich Swann got, right? I mean, he was representing Impact Wrestling against AEW. So Rich Swann definitely has had a very good career, a very decent career, and right now he's sitting at a place where he's appreciated by the fans, but he's also, comfortable and relaxed. So I think he's happy where he is, getting that spotlight, but also sharing it with a lot of other people. So Rich Swann, good on him. He's had a good career, a decent career, and he's doing just fine. So good for Rich Swann. I would love to see Lockdown pay per view be back. I'd love to see No Way Out be back for sure. I also met Velvet Sky. First, you did? That's awesome. And speaking of Velvet Sky, I had some sort of a working relationship with this lady, Lacey Von Erich. I've got a long and nice Von Erich story, which I might share with all of you, which I would share with all of you. Actually, I will share with all of you in the near future, but I've got some up and close Lacey Von Erich, to be specific, story that I would be happy to share with all of you in the future. I've got a lot of stories, by the way, guys. I've been doing this for about 5 years, and in these 5 years, actually over 5 years now, and in these 5 years or so, I've had the pleasure and the honor of interacting with a lot of wrestlers, Lacey Von Erich being one of them, and I've got some interesting stories. Tasha Steelz versus Jade Cargill at Impact Multiverse against TV's champion belt would be a dream match for sure, man. I mean, can you imagine? That would be a big money match. Now, it all depends on AEW and how much they want to go out there, with all this thing. Would they actually have their TBS champion be at Impact Wrestling, representing the company? We will have to see that. You should interview Bailey. Hey, Clay, good to see you. Would love to interview Bailey. But with the WWE, it's a process that you have to go through to get those interviews. So it's going to take a while, but I'm definitely going to keep this in the back of my head, brother. Bullet Club members, Finn Balor. There you go. There you go. Yep, there you go. All these Bullet Club members. And how many of them actually pass the torch? Or how many of them still make sure that Bullet Club is relevant? Very few, very few. That's the thing. I would love to see Tegan Nox in Impact Wrestling and CJ Perry, says Surf Wrestling. Yeah, I'd love to see it too. But with CJ Perry, I'm not too sure what she's doing right now. The last I heard was she was taking on some modeling projects, some acting projects, all that good stuff. So it seems like she's going her career, she's taking it to another direction altogether. But I'll tell you what, I don't think that she's going to enjoy as much success in Hollywood as she does in wrestling, because in wrestling, you know how wrestling fans are very loyal, very loving. They invest big time into the stars. So I think the amount of love and support she gets in wrestling is going to be a lot more harder to get it in any other industry. So let's see what CJ Perry really has in the plans, really has in the works. I would want nothing but the best for her, but I think wrestling is where she should be. In your opinion, did Eric Bischoff and Hulk Hogan ruin? This is a good one. I think, you know what? I didn't really watch a lot of TNA back in the day, but from what I've read and I've watched and I've analyzed, is that these guys came in and they basically milked the cow. They tried to get as much money as they could, even though they knew that Impact Wrestling could only afford so much. They really milked the cow, really used it as a spotlight for themselves, and that was about it. They didn't do much for TNA. They didn't do much for the company itself. They did much for themselves, but not for the company. That's how I see it. But again, I could be wrong because I didn't watch a lot of TNA back in the day. I didn't even watch a lot of wrestling back in the day. So I think from what I've read and analyzed and, watched so far from back in the day, it does seem like they used it for their own good, especially Hulk Hogan. Yeah. AJ, in my opinion, Trey Miguel should be the new member of Bullet Club. Trying to think about it, and I think that if Trey Miguel is the new member of the Bullet Club, he'd be the next Finn Balor. I mean, the whole, the way his looks, his style, the way he wrestles. If he has that black jacket on, he's gonna look no less different than Finn Balor, I think. There you go. You say it as well. Oh my gosh, I didn't even read that. Now I see it. He has that Prince Devitt style. I just read that. I didn't read that before, but you see how like minds that just think alike. I agree. If he becomes a Bullet Club member, it's just going to be Prince Devitt all over again. It's going to be Finn Balor all over again. I think that would be pretty damn cool. But again, I love Trey Miguel for what he is right now. He's a baby face. He's so loved by the fans. I know it's going to get stale after a while, so maybe when it starts going stale, the whole babyface thing, he might actually join Bullet Club. I think that'd be a very cool idea. That's awesome, Surf Wrestling. I would like to see Masha Slamovich. Man, I would love to see that too. But you know what? I think Masha Slamovich, even though she's good, I think she just needs to get more heat. She needs to get out there a little more because when she faces somebody like Jade Cargill, I want Masha Slamovich to really come across as a big star, big competitor. I want the AEW fans to take her seriously. So right now, Masha Slamovich is slowly rising up the ranks. She's got a very new look. She looks like a total badass. I hope that she gets out there more and people start taking her as a really tough opponent before she steps into the ring against somebody like Jade Cargill. Alexander will probably still close the show. I wonder how, True, because, I don't know. Let's see. Let's see if he does. I don't know. I've got my doubts here, but let's see. But he should, being the guy. They literally sold this whole show on the name of Josh Alexander, and we only got an opening segment from him, so that's a little disappointing. Also, Moose, we have not seen him in the ring at all tonight. Also, a bit disappointing right there, right? In my opinion, how can Impact Wrestling keep improving the Impact Wrestling shows and pay-per-views? When I started watching Impact Wrestling now recently, a few months ago, the one complaint that I had was the production. I said the camera angle's not right, the lighting's not right, it just looks off, and I had a lot of problems with the production. Now that they've worked with WWE and AEW and they've really stepped up their game, I can see the camera work, everything has improved a lot. The production value has improved a lot. I think they're getting better by the minute. I believe that their wrestling, is on point. They really put on some good matches. If you didn't check it out already, I'm pretty sure you did. But look at Impact Wrestling Sacrifice that happened this past Saturday. It was a pretty good show. So I think Impact Wrestling has it all going. But again, to get more audience and stuff, again, I don't even think that they really care a lot about getting ticketed audiences because the kind of arenas or the ballrooms that they have their shows in very small. But I don't think that that's their concern. Their concern is just to survive and put on good matches. They obviously have a strategy set in place for their shows, which is working out, which is why they're still in business. Now, they also are the only wrestling company out there that actually goes out there and collaborates with so many other wrestling companies. So they do what they do the best, and they do it better than anybody else. So hopefully they keep on improving no matter what they're doing so far. It's working. Because look at Michael. I mean, people joke about it all the time that how is Impact Wrestling still in business? How are they surviving? But they're putting in some good shows week after week after week. And they're still surviving, they're still here, and I think they're only going to get better. So whatever strategy they're using right now, I think it's working in their favor. It just has to draw more audience, draw more attention. I think a few more big signings here and there. Maybe if they can get somebody, I know I'm going a bit too crazy here, but if they can get somebody like Bray Wyatt on their show, it's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be incredible. So a big few signings here and there, and I think Impact Wrestling would be just fine, brother. But what do you think? Do you have any suggestions here? Let me know. Masha Slamovich versus Tay Conti would be amazing. I agree. I think Masha is ready for it. I think Tay's ready for it. Would be a good match. Kenta, there you go. There you go. Going on and on with the Bullet Club. There you go. I mean, the list goes on and on and on and on. You're right. Jeff Jarrett as well, out of all people. Jeff Jarrett was a part of the Bullet Club too. Thank you for letting us know, Chris, for the kind reminder. There you go. Good question to True. And True says, maybe I can see that. There you go. Love it. Love it. Yep, for sure. He should interview Brandy Lauren. Now, Brandy Lauren is an interesting one. I feel bad for her because all that happened with Brandy Lauren in the WWE and stuff. I thought she was gonna be the next big thing, but ultimately got released. Poor little thing. I hope that she does better in the future, but I think she's got talent. She's got the looks. She's got everything going. So hopefully she gets better and gets better opportunities in the future. But I feel bad for her and how WWE treated her in the last run. I mean, the only memorable thing that I remember seeing from Brandy Lauren was being in the hot tub with Damian Priest after his NXT North American Championship win. We didn't really get to see a lot from Brandy Lauren. I feel bad for her. Hopefully, we get to see more. AJ, just imagine Trey Miguel joined the Bullet Club after Omega brought him in. Then they have Kenny say he definitely better than David. Then all of a sudden Baylor drops. Man, can you imagine that? That'd be insane. Can you imagine Finn Balor, Prince Devitt versus Trey Miguel Bullet Club? That'd be sick. I'd be in for it. I think I got goosebumps right now as you mentioned that, brother. Definitely got some goosebumps. It should be up and coming. There you go. I love those names as well that you threw on right there. I'm writing all of these down, by the way. I'm gonna be reaching out to every single one of them and seeing what we can get done. Love it. And right now we have Swan on the top turnbuckle, trying to stay in control, trying to stay in action. But Eddie Edwards, damn, slams him down hard with the cover, and Swan able to kick out at two, still somehow in control of the match. Maybe not so much as Eddie Edwards now has him locked in a submission hold. Swan definitely in a world of pain, trying to make it to the rope, but rope just seems too far right now. Trey Miguel, is he gonna be? I mean, Swan, is he gonna be able to overpower Eddie Edwards and get to the ropes? We'll see. Yes, he is. Swan has a heart of gold, and he's got a lot of strength, and he was able to carry his body even with the submission hold locked into the ropes. But Eddie Edwards is not having any of it. Still going after Swan, still trying to get him down. I'd like to see Lance Storm have a match at Impact. I know Lance Storm jumps ships. I know he went to the WWE and now he's left again, or what he's doing right now. I mean, he's going all over the place. So I don't know where he's going to end up being, but one more match from Lance Storm, that is interesting. I don't know how I feel about that, but that's interesting. Amber Noah impressed me. Again, Amber Noah is one of the ladies that I've interviewed. The interview's never come out yet. It's still sitting on the shelf. So maybe we get it out there sooner than later, but I'd love to get the interview out there for sure. AJ, you should interview Vincent. He looks like Bray Wyatt. I'd love to interview Vincent, for sure, brother, for sure. There you go. CBP TV, welcome to the stream. Good to see you. Impact needs bigger venues and bigger TV audience. I agree, Gary. But I think what they tried to do here is they tried to cut on the cost of the arenas, because arenas would cost thousands of dollars. Instead, they get these, little ballrooms which get the job done, and they're just able to put on a good show. I think that's just part of their plan, part of the strategy, to somehow stay in the game, to somehow produce shows every single week without having to spend a lot on the production or the venues. I think that's their part of the plan. And you know what? Their strategy, it's just working out so far. So we'll see. Of course, it'd be better if they had a bigger venue and bigger audience. It's a good look. But so far, it's just been like that. And I can look at the commentator's desk right now. Maria Kanellis, Matthew Raval, Tom Phillips. Out of those three, I've had the pleasure of hosting two of them on my show. So I'm very proud of that. We'd love to host Tom Phillips too one day. But right now, we can see Eddie Edwards very much in control of this match. Swan turns the table around with a very roll up, and Eddie Edwards kicks out just in the nick of time. Swan with a big punch to the face of Eddie. Eddie taking it back a little. Swan going crazy there with that. Oh, springboard now. Gets him down. Still somehow in control. A big kick to the skull of Eddie Edwards. Eddie is dazed, dizzy. Wow, this is such a back and forth action here. Look at that. Swan just putting his athleticism on display here. There you go. Eddie Edwards slams him down. This has to be lights out for Swan. Somehow, Swan still able to kick out, still be in control of this damn match. I bet Johnny Swigger would be hilarious interview. Oh, for sure. For sure, 100%. I'm going to write that name too. Let's see if we can get something done. But I've got some big plans when it comes to the interviews, guys, for sure. You're going to be in for a very pleasant surprise. AJ, if you had the opportunity to be Esco's manager, would you have him team up with his friend Andrade or against him? Wow. Still, Swan kicks out. I don't know how he's doing it. I don't know what's keeping him alive and keeping him going right now, but he's still very much alive in this match. Still going strong. Still in action. So good, Swan. To his credit, he's really fighting back, which is awesome. So, great question again, Surf Wrestling. If I had the interview to manage S. Santos, I would definitely have him against Andrade. I think Santos too big of a star right now, or to actually share the spotlight with Andrade. And Andrade already, I feel, is a big of a star enough. If he teams up with Santos, Santos is just going to come off as number 2, right? And I don't want him to be number 2. I want him to be the guy. I want him to be the man, right? So I don't want him to share the spotlight with Andrade. I want him to be his own man, so I would like to see him against Andrade rather than team up with him. So what would you like to see, Surf Wrestling? Let me know. You should interview Ashley Volks. That's a good one as well. I'm going to write all of these down, guys. Let's see what we can get. But hopefully, I shared some good news with you very soon. AJ had the perfect main event: Blake Christian versus Buddy Matthews at Impact. Oh my gosh, Blake Christian, Buddy Matthews, would love that. By the way, nobody talks about Mike Bailey a lot. I have my eyes on Mike Bailey. I think he's the guy when it comes to independent wrestling. Nobody comes close. He's really cool. I would like to see more of Mike Bailey for sure. Red Swan was going for a high risk maneuver, and that's why we call it a high risk. Eddie Edwards gets out of the way, and with that being said, I think we're going to see a big, clothesline from Eddie Edwards. Red Swan goes down hard, goes spinning around, goes down hard to the mat. Eddie Edwards with a big knee to the skull of Red Swan. Red Swan's down out, he's down flat. Eddie Edwards grabs him by the hair, gets him up to his damn feet. I'd like to see Renee Mitchell and Sarah Sevens wrestle as a tag team on Impact Wrestling. Bobby, you should be booking this whole damn thing, brother. That will be a big money match. Tasha Steele, there you go, Michael. That's an interesting one. I'm going to write this down as well. Again, with these wrestlers who are somehow in contract, we have to go through a whole process to get to interview them, but we'll definitely try and get that interview done as well. And with that being said, guys, Eddie Edwards gets the victory for Honor No More. I mean, Honor No More lost their first match against, Willie Mack. Really came out strong in the first opening match, so it only made sense for Eddie Edwards to close the show in the favor and picking up the win for Honor No More. With that being said, this was our match. This was our show for AEW, for Impact Wrestling tonight. It's been a decent show, not the best show we have seen from Impact Wrestling in a while, but that's about it. No Josh Alexander closing the show. It was just him opening the show, doing a little promo. We didn't see Moose in the ring. I've got some complaints, but you know what? It was a good show. Overall, it was a decent show. Not the best of the week, a decent show. With that being said, I'm going to give Impact Wrestling with a score of 5 out of 10 tonight, which is my lowest score for any wrestling show out there this week. I've given every show about a 9 or 10 out of 10. This one, I'm going to give a 5 out of 10 because I think it was not just the greatest show ever. Now, I'd like to see, how would you rate tonight's Impact Wrestling? Did you enjoy the show? Did you not enjoy it? Let me know, how would you rate it? AJ, I would love to see you see Santos versus Andrade with a long storytelling feud of jealousy with amazing Spanish promos. I would love that, surf wrestling. That'd be amazing. And that's what I'm talking about. Together they will just try to steal each other's spotlight. Against each other, everybody gets their own spotlight. A lot of Spanish promos. They will get a lot of Hispanic audience to be tuning in. It's just going to make the rounds on social media. It's going to be great. I think it will be an amazing feud. Hopefully it happens. Maybe they plant the seeds to it sometime in the future. Let's see. I'll give Impact a 5-2. There you go, D-Star. Great minds think alike. Mike Bailey versus John Schuyler would be pretty damn cool. I agree 100%, brother. I'm going to write this down as well. This is such a good idea. Yep, Mike Bailey, Josh Schuyler would be great. Fantastic. Can you interview Deonna Purrazzo? Demon Joker, already that interview is up on the podcast. You can look up the channel, go to the Wrestling Show playlist, and you will be able to find my interview with Deonna Purrazzo. I mean, what a lady she is. She's amazing. But yes, I would love to have her back on the show, talk some wrestling with her, talk to her about her upcoming matches. Let's see. Hopefully we can get it done. I'm going to be trying to get in touch with the people who are in charge. And let's see if we can have Deonna Purrazzo back on the show. Would love that. True gives it a 6. Surf Wrestling gives it a 5.9. And Bobby gives it a 10 out of 10 because of Deonna and Gazelle Shaw. That's right. It's happening next week. A triple threat between Deonna, Gazelle Shaw, and Lady Frost. And with that being said, guys, this is it for the night. As I said earlier, we've got a lot more content, a lot in the works right here for all of you. Once again, I would like to say thank you to all of you for all the support, for all the love. Gonna write this down too, Surf Wrestling. You're awesome. 8 out of 8. 8 out of 8. That's cool. But thank you so much, guys. You guys are the best. And I'm gonna be here back tomorrow for a long watch along. We're just gonna start off with SmackDown. Then we're gonna go to AEW Rampage and NXT Level Up. 3 shows, 1 night, 1 single watch along. It's happening tomorrow. Thank you so much, guys. You have a good night. I'm going to be back tomorrow with the 2K22 live stream, watch-alongs, and more. You take care, and I'm going to be seeing you soon. This is Wrestling News, and you were watching The Wrassingh Show.